What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. You already know what time it is. It's time for some more Riftbound information. It has been quite some time since we actually got any more news about the game that's coming out, but here we are again with some new information. So let's just get right into it. Yeah, trial decks are coming to your local card shop. Now, unfortunately, it seems as if they're changing up the release method they were doing. Before, it seemed that it was going to be China and the US releasing at the same time, but now it's official. China's going to be releasing in August and then following a global release. So it doesn't seem like it's just locked to the United States anymore. It seems as if it's going to be a global release for the English version, or just English language, of Riftbound itself. But the most important part, where I wanted to really focus on, is that local card shops starting today, which is the 2nd of June, is getting trial decks. So it's going to be of the same precons, which are of Jinx, Lee Sin, Victor, and Volibear. But go ahead, start asking your local card shops if they've heard anything, if they've received product. They might be doing like a silent drop. If that, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. I feel like it wouldn't make any sense to not promote it. But just in case if they haven't, if they don't know the interest level of everybody, ask them. It doesn't hurt to ask. They're not gonna bite. But now all participants will be given one precon deck, which is what I just mentioned, of Jinx, Volibear, Victor, and Lee Sin, which is gonna already have a booster pack inside. On top of that, you're gonna get one extra booster pack and then a release promo pack, which we should be seeing later on is gonna be what's inside of it, but I can't remember off the top of my head, so we're gonna continue on. But other than that, we've already got now, and this is going to be touched on later, but this is our first official look at a brand new card, a brand new way of how the cards look. No more white borders. It seems as if the cards are all going to have a black border now, with a whole new, completely revamped style of how they look, which I'm all for this new style. The white border, it wasn't hitting it right. I just personally didn't really like the white border all that much, to be honest. But here we have Get Excited. It is a spell. Seems to have a 2-cost, red, which is for Fury if I'm not mistaken. And its action is play on your turn or in showdowns. Discard 1. Deal its energy cost as damage to a unit at a battlefield. Ignore its power cost. And then it has subtext, which I really love. Everybody panic! Which is from Jinx, since these are her monkey bombs. Little monkey bombas. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much how all these new cards are gonna start being displayed, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later as well. But this could either make or break the collecting aspect of this whole TCG. So booster packs officially now have we've already touched this kind of briefly, but now they have different rarity names. So they have 14 card packs, just like always, 7 bronze commons, 3 silver uncommons, 1 foil of any rarity, and then 2 rare or better. Rare or better stating or being alt arts or overnumbered cards, which come in 2 different styles, which we're about to touch on. But before we do that, alt arts, like we mentioned before, are roughly 2 per booster box. So I mean, I don't know if that means that it's always going to be 2. You might have less or you might have more, but now they're specifically just saying roughly. So I'm hoping that means that we can get even more in one box, which would be awesome. But this is now exciting because now alt arts, we all probably assumed it was going to be like Pokemon or any other TCG that's out there, where they're technically what would be considered an overnumbered card. It's like with Pokemon, it says 1 out of, I don't know, 150 cards. Now you get a random 151st out of 150. That would be considered an overnumbered. That would be like your ARs or your SIRs or whatever. Overnumber cards here are very different. So they come in 2 variants. One is a standard version, which is 1 in every 10 booster boxes. And then the second form, which is an overnumbered signature card. We don't have any images of that yet. They will be releasing it soon. Oh, excuse me. But it is 1 in every 30 boxes. Now, the reason why I say that this is gonna make or break collecting, or I'm gonna say collecting just for the sake of it, but we already had this with Magic, right? Where Magic does have already these art cards, where yes, they're not playable or anything, but they're still not they're not common cards, right? You're not gonna find them in one in every pack, if I'm not mistaken. I've only ever seen like a few inside of a booster box, and if I might be mistaken, again, it's been a while since I've opened up a Magic box, but 90% sure they weren't in every single pack. And there are variants of those art cards as well, where they have signature versions, which aren't as common either as the standard art cards. Now, for this card, this overnumbered signature card, it has to look absolutely insane. The textures have to look amazing. Maybe it's all gold. Maybe it's like how the black and white boxes are going to be coming out for Pokemon, where it's just completely all white or completely all black. It has to stand out in such a way where it makes it worth it, because just because you're going to get a signature on the card from the artist itself that designed it, we don't know these artists, right? Maybe we might come to love their art along the way, but as of right now, it's the same effect as the artists that are signing the Magic art cards. I feel as if it's pretty much the same. Now, maybe my thinking is ignorant or incorrect, and I would love to be corrected, you know? And I don't know, I'm just going to focus on this part the most because it's the one that excites me the most, is look at Pokemon. If I'm not mistaken, the gold cards in Pokemon are rarer to find than SIRs, if I'm not mistaken. And yet, there's no... like, it doesn't equal, like, the rarity doesn't equal the price point that you can buy it at. You can probably find a gold card for like $5 to $10 sometimes, maybe even 20 at that. Last one I remember checking, I think, was a few of the, I think they're like item cards from Surging, was it Surging Sparks possibly, where like had like a mountain or something. But like, there's not really a super high value one as that I can think of as of recent. Maybe the older ones, sure, or usable ones like the great like the, was it quick ball, not quick ball, what's it called, ultra balls and stuff. I can't remember exactly which which one I was thinking about, but I want to say like a gold ultra ball. Maybe that one might be way more valuable than a non-playable gold card, even though they're just as rare. So I hope, and I'm curious to see how they're gonna handle the signature cards, and if it's really gonna be worth hunting one in every 30 boxes for it. But anyways, moving on. Nexus Knights. Now, Nexus Knights are pretty much what I was hoping for, and this is them trying their hardest to get this competitive scene rolling. Now, Nexus Knights are pretty much the weekly locals, right? I'm pretty sure you might have seen group chats talking about it whenever they say, hey, is anybody coming to locals? This is what they're pretty much called. Nexus Knights is the weekly version of it, where you get one promo 3 card pack, which could contain, now it says could contain, doesn't say will contain. Now, 1 out of 18 possible parallel foils, and or one of the 6 alt art runes, which comes with runes pretty much coming out of 1 out of every 2 packs. Now, just because it says it could contain, the website could have been wording it very specifically, but does this mean that we'll get any other random common card inside, and that the parallels and the alt arts are a little harder to get, right? So I'm curious. Or does it just mean that yes, you will always get parallel foils and the potential for the alt arts, but you'll get at least 1 out of the 18 parallel foils, but never anything else like a common card or something like that that just says pre-release or something. And then other than just regular locals, we now have what would loricanically be considered set championships, which are the monthly tournaments. So set championships at least come out right before the start of a new set, which seems to be every 3 months. And so these tournaments are going to be called Summoner Skirmish, or Summoner Skirmishes, I'm pretty sure. I think I just forgot to add the plural version. But this is where you can earn up to 4 promo cards. So you get 1 for participating, you get a second one for getting top 8, you get a third one for getting top 4, and then the winner gets a 4th one and a champion playmat. Now, so you can pretty much get a full play set of these promo cards and a cool playmat, which I was hoping for. Maybe some of you guys watched the last video, but I was praying that they would have like winner items pretty much for these tournaments, because this is just going to make it that much more exciting, and it's going to at least drive me to want to get even better, because I'm going to want to win these exclusive items I've yet to win a Lorcana mat, and I really now have to win a League one. I love League, and I'm very passionate about this, and I can yap about this for quite a long time. So forgive me if it ever sounds like I'm being stubborn with my thought processes, but I love this game, and I really am hoping that the TCG can take off, just solely because I would like to be able to play this with a community and within my area. I went to the One Piece pre-release for OP11, and I was able to find an opponent that was actually also pretty excited to play the Riftbound TCG when it came out. So there's already one person I know that goes to my locals that has it, and I think that's pretty freak, or that is interested, excuse me, not that he has it, but that he's interested. And I think that's cool, because now that means, all right, cool, there's one person, and then me and my brother, that's 3. If we just need 4 to start, then boom, there you go, we got we got at least one Nexus Knight ready. But for sure, what I really would like to be able to do is get this Discord off the ground already. I've been a little bit distracted and I haven't been able to do it yet, but I want to get this Discord up and running so that we can start practicing and playing these webcam battles for Riftbound. So if there's any of you guys that are interested, please go ahead and sub and leave a comment so I can find you guys once I have everything set up, and I'll send out the invites. But other than that, if you are super invested in competitive play, regionals will be starting in December 2025. Now, following that, we got archetypes. So we've only really ever seen Jinx, Lee Sin, Yasuo, and Volibear, but now we have Kai'Sa, which would be considered a spell slinger. We got Darius, which is Legion combo. We got Ahri, which I'm going to explain why Ahri is underlined, but holding battlefields, which is very interesting. It's the only one specifically saying that. We already said Yasuo and Lee Sin. Leona, stun and control, which pretty much works with her champ. We got Teemo, hidden / traps, which I wonder if he's gonna be able to like throw mushrooms at different battlefields, activating them. Maybe he has to like tap destroy the item to like do damage when they move into the location, probably. And then we have Victory, already saw. We got Misfortune, which is mobility / trick, and Set, which is buff spending. Now, buff spending, I don't know if that is 2 different words or specifically like 2 separate words, as in like buff / spending, as in spending resources, or is it buff spending, right? Like you are utilizing some sort of buff to do it towards multiple people, possibly. But these are, at least as of now, if I'm not mistaken, if I can count, I'm pretty sure it's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are going to be the 12 official legends that we will be starting with. Now, I believe actually, so we don't have Annie, Yi, Lux, and Garen here, solely because they're exclusive to the Proving Grounds box. But also, almost forgot actually, the Ahri is underlined solely because I want you guys to like have this drilled into your head. If there's ever going to be a card that is similar to a Charizard, to an Elsa, I wouldn't know like what would be a super crazy card in Magic, but at least for Lorcana and Pokemon, Charizard or Elsa, if you're looking for something that's similar, Ahri, and even Lux, but Ahri specifically because she's on this list, is one of the most popular champs. Now, if I'm not mistaken, she's not the one with the most skins, but she is definitely one of the most popular champs solely because of the person that uses her. We have Faker, who is by far probably one of the best players of this game, and he even had a Hall of Legends skin like created for him, which, if I'm not mistaken, was $500 to have like the max variant of that skin in the game of regular League of Legends. So if they're already willing to do that for a digital skin, imagine a physical product. If there's ever going to be one specific champion that's going to have a signature card to start, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Ahri. That is solely my opinion. And if it's not, maybe it'll be maybe the first champion they ever created, or maybe it's going to be one of the 4 of the Proving Grounds, so that you can actually have a different card to use that's very rare. Maybe it'll be like a Lux or a Garen, because Lux is also extremely popular, and especially her skins that she has alongside Ahri. But we'll get into that as well a little later. Now, information drops. If you're looking to get more news, They are going to be coming within a period of 6 weeks, which is between June 9th, which is in a couple of days, until July 18th. So as I remember with that little monkey bomb card that we saw earlier, that is pretty much how they seem to be coming out. So they're just going to have the card, people are going to talk about it. And when I say people, I mean like official press, official content creators, and official members of the community, which I misspelled members, don't get at don't get at me, but official Riot members of the community. So I unfortunately, and I would love to be able to be a part of it, Riot, please, but I'm not going to be getting it first. So if you guys are going to be looking for that information, feel free to follow, what is his name? I'll tell you right now. Right here, Riftbound Report. This gentleman right here is where we actually got the image and the most of the information, given the fact that he put up a website, which is The Gamer. So The Gamer over here is gonna be where I actually got most of this information from, if not all. So hold on, there we go. So keep in mind those two individuals, as they possibly could be the ones that are going to be getting the first. Or you can look up maybe your other favorite content creators that possibly you might not have realized are even covering this. Now, if I do end up getting some type of word or contact with Riot, that'd be awesome. But I'm going to get this as fast as I can, because most of this information actually came out yesterday. But either way, they'll be releasing two or three card images every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Approximately 377 cards will be revealed, which are going to be including alt arts and overnumbered cards. But check this, they're not going to have overnumbered signature cards revealed. Those are going to be the only ones that are not going to be revealed, either maybe because what I would be afraid of is that they are afraid that it might not be as desirable as they assume, and then the hunt for them might stop. So I'm pretty sure they're just going to keep it under wraps until they sell a lot of boxes, and then probably they're going to be allowing the community just to show the pictures once they get it, or they genuinely just want to keep it a surprise. But again, like I said, I'm 90% sure it's going to be Ari, and if I'm wrong, nothing's going to happen. But if I'm right, I want to like. But other than that, all of that information drops is going to conclude 2 weeks before the Chinese release. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to hit some frequently asked questions that they seem to have been given. Will there be a rotation? They said yes. The first rotation for the set and all that is going to be 2028, which it seems to be somewhat similar to Lorcana, because they're now just about to start getting rid of the first 3 sets from Lorcana, so it's no longer going to be used for competitive play, which is going to change up the meta, it's going to change up the rotation for a lot of things, and it's going to open the door to reprints. So they're going to have different versions. I think I just saw Captain Hook in Reign of Jafar that is pretty much the challenger Captain Hook from prior, which is awesome for me because I literally just got a deck built around it, or not around it, but that utilizes him. Now, other than that, we have, will there be a judge program for organized play? The individual answered yes. Riot mentioned it is planning a judge program, but doesn't have more details at this time. Following question. Will booster boxes come with a buy a box promo? I have actually never heard of a buy a box promo, at least in my areas. That's not something that's common, it seems like. Maybe you guys have had that before, but at least for us, we've only really ever had like the pre-release packs, which is what this gentleman answered afterwards. There will be a pre-release promo pack, but not a traditional buy a box promo, though Riot says it's open to it in the future. Following. Will there be a digital client? Which I really hope they do, because it needs to be like the Pokemon TCG. The One Piece sim is absolute garbage. I hate that thing. Although it still works, it's functional. It's not like the Lorcanito or whatever website, because that thing does not even work with my deck. If you put too many lands on the field and your locations, and then your locations have too many characters, it wonks out the system and you can't even play the game. Now, I've tried minimizing, maximizing, all that stuff, but nothing. But anyways, so far Pokemon TCG online is the absolute GOAT. I love everything about it, and I hope to God that they can do the same, because that's how you run a digital client. Yeah, there might be some bugs here and there, but That's like a great experience regardless. And anyways, so no information yet, but the developers indicated that this is something they've talked about and we know the community will want. Now, if they want it, if they know that we want it, then they're gonna do it. And if they can't, then they just want this thing to fail. Now, will there be a sideboard? No specifics, but premier events will feature some version of a sideboard. I'm not sure what a sideboard is. I didn't bother looking it up, but maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. Other than that, are there deck building rules? It's answered. Every deck must contain a champion legend, and at least one match champion unit. The other 39 cards, legends don't count in your deck total, can be any card that matches either your legend's color or either of your legend's colors. So like how, let's say, a purple red deck will be with a purple red champion or legend. Each legend has a signature spell card, but it is not required that you include them in your deck, which is awesome. Alright, will my favorite champion be in Riftbound? Which I'm pretty sure maybe a lot of you guys asked because you want to see your favorite person in there. The individual answered, Director Dave Guskin, which I guess is the person, answered every version of this question by saying that the TCGs are voracious, meaning everything that could happen will eventually happen. Origins includes a lot of the most popular characters, but everything that exists in the world of Runeterra will eventually make its way into the card game. Guskin says even multiverses like Star Guardians are on the table, which if you guys remember from the last video, I said that they're gonna have to make skins to make this thing even crazier. And if they're already adding that Star Guardians, one of their most popular lines, is on the table, you know they're gonna do it. Like, that would be so silly for them not to. Anyways, continuing on, will there be crossovers between Riftbound and other Riot games? The developers are considering this, but they want to ensure that whatever they do feels valuable to the players of both games rather than just one. I mean, it would be cool, right? Between League of Legends and Riftbound, like maybe whatever card you get, you can, I don't know, maybe get some variant of it some way, somehow in the, maybe like as an emote in the actual game. Something silly, like something not that, you know, crazy. But it's definitely, whatever the signature card is, should have something that you can put into the actual game. If anything they're gonna do something like that. Like maybe it gives you a skin in the game. That would be insane. Will there be god packs? One of the only questions of the day that the developers answered no comment to. Which, by saying no comment, is a comment. No comment literally just means yes, but they don't want to spoil it. That's my assumption. 100% hands down. Anyways, bad news, which is not really that big of news, but it's something that still kind of sucks. But it's expected, right? So apparently in the last video that we made, it was stated that they were going to now cancel out any form of reusing of old art or previous art or already created art, but it seems as if they reneged on that and they're pretty much going to continue with it, in the sense that there's a lot of art from both Legends of Runeterra and League that is going to be in card form. Now, they might not look the same as they did in the beta. It's going to have like the nice black border and stuff probably, but for this set specifically, this is pretty much how they were able to do it so quickly, is that they're going to still use a lot of already pre-existing art, which it's not the end of the world. I mean, they've already made a lot of different changes to these cards, so it's pretty exciting regardless. But just keep in mind, you might still see some, you know, previously drawn art already. But future sets will predominantly feature original art. Now, final thoughts, now that this yap session is over. Forgive me for taking so long, but I want to yap. Now, like I said earlier, my prayers were answered. We're getting winter playmats and unique promo cards for winning events. They're also planning to bring skins to the game, which is amazing. Now, there's no information on purchasable playmats, sleeves, or deck boxes as of yet, which I'm pretty sure they're just going to get the website ready. They're probably going to go to the merch Riot shop and then have a little section made for it and stuff. I mean, it would be kind of silly for them to announce it now when it's just not during the news cycle. Those like months, or the weeks or whatever, the 6 weeks or whatever I said, maybe they'll start throwing some like playmats and sleeve information out there. But other than that, my LCS is definitely getting products, but when I spoke to the gentleman that owns the shop, he says he hasn't heard word of getting trial boxes yet, but as soon as he gets them, he's gonna let me know, and I'll be able to go ahead and maybe be even able to record the games. Maybe I can prepare, maybe I can get some sort of camera mount that is hovering over the table. I don't know yet, but hopefully, right? Because that would be freaking awesome for you guys to actually see, let's say, how a match operates, or even just opening the deck boxes and then you guys see the cards. Whatever I'm able to do, I would love to be able to do it. But I think that is the end. Yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the actual, let's say, yapping, but of all the new information. There's still a lot more visual information that I would like to share, but I'll probably make that in another video for you guys to see. But wow, what a trip. This is absolutely amazing. I can't express how excited I am for this game. But let me know, guys, in the comments down below, if you've made it this far, what are you most excited about? What champion would you like to see? And if you are gonna start with any of the trial decks, which one are you most interested in? And have you tried playing any of the Riftbound, I guess, like, simulators that have been popping up recently? I kind of wanted to go into it blind. I didn't want to like start practicing now. I'd rather just have the physical stuff, or at least like an official digital website. But as right now, I'm just chilling. I'm just trying to collect information for you guys that maybe want to absorb it in this type of format instead of having to read everything yourself and get all sleepy. At least here you can hear me talk and complain, and I don't know, a bunch of nonsense is gonna be spewing out as I'm thinking about it as I go. But yeah, I'm just super excited. And if there's any rioters, I've met a few of them already as during my time playing League, but if maybe I can get lucky and meet one more that's watching this video, please consider me someone that can release information of the cards, even if it's just the pictures. I'll make do with just pictures, a media kit, anything, you know. I'm just gonna fingers crossed and hands to the heavens. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys all on the next video whenever more information comes out. See ya, and be safe.